Hi there guys, issue number 43, we've got the Thermic plasma regulators. So we've got big sprue and we've got the magazine. Let's put this to one side and we'll have a look in a minute. Okay, Beasts of Nurgle and Armies of the Imperium is the topic this week pretty much. So let's have a look. In this issue comes with a new terrain set, Thermic plasma regulators. If the name sounds familiar to you, that's because you received a set of Thermic plasma conduits in issue 33. While the conduits transport plasma to and from vital locations, the regulator controls the flow of that plasma, ensuring it gets to where it is needed in the right amounts. Needless to say, sheltering on a Thermic plasma regulator is risky business, as they have a tendency to vent superheated plasma when struck by a weapons fire. To reflect this in your games, there's a new set of rules in this issue, with detailed build and paint guides to get your new models ready for use. So what else have we got? So Blood Angels successors, learn about the successors of the Blood Angels chapter. Beasts of Nurgle, these demonic beasts are as joyful as they are horrible. Armies of the Imperium of man's military is vast and varied. Hope rekindled, read about the recent history of the Imperium. Warzone Cadia, discovered a devastating war for the Cadian Gate. And then we've got how to build our regulators, how to paint them. Then we've got rules terrain 7, rules for the terrain models, and rules mission 27, capture the Thermic plasma regulators in this new mission. Okay, so Blood Angels successor chapters. While they do not have as many as the Ultramarines or Imperial Fists, the Blood Angels are not completely without successor chapters. Most were founded in the days following the Horus Heresy, before the problems with their gene seed came to light. Okay, so we've got Angels in Carmine, Sanguine, Flesh Tearers, and Carmine Blades. Angels Vermilion, Blood Drinkers, Knights of the Chalice, and Lamenters. And there's a little bit of information about each one. Then we've got Demons of Nurgle, Beasts of Nurgle. Beasts of Nurgle are slow-witted creatures that embody Grandfather Nurgle's boundless joy. They seek not to attack the enemy, but to play with them. Unfortunately, their affection is often lethal. Beautiful. So that's good. Then we have got Armies of the Imperium. The Imperium of mankind was founded by force of arms, and it is only thanks to its military might that the Empire has been maintained. The galaxy is a hostile place and there is no peace amongst the stars. In an age of war, battles are no longer fought for supremacy, but merely for survival. And it's got Adeptus Astartes, Astra Militarum, Adeptus Mechanicus, Grey Knights, and then some more information. Okay, Hope rekindled. As darkness threatened to swamp the Imperium, a handful of courageous heroes and mighty champions fought together to keep the light of hope alive. Records of this time are scarce, but it is generally accepted that these events began on the planet Cadia. So more history there. Then it's got Warzone Cadia. It shows the Cadian system and all the systems around it. And it's got a table of the last defense of Cadia and the final assault upon Cadia. And it actually lists all the armies and all the different chapters and kind of things that were involved. So that's interesting. Then we've got how to build this stuff. Then we've got how to paint it, which is nice. Then we've got our rules for the Thermic plasma regulators. The Kalon battle mat has several pieces of scenery printed on it. Over the course of the next 20 issues, you will receive scenery kits to assemble and place all over these printed scenery pieces. Here we show you where to place and how to use the first of these scenery kits, the Thermic plasma regulators. So it says that it goes in the Mechanicus zone, and it shows you where to place it. So it's got hazardous cover. Roll a d6 every time you make a saving throw 7 up, usually a roll of 6 plus 1 for being in cover. For every model within 3 inches of any terrain feature with this ability in the shooting phase, On rolling 1, the model's unit suffers 1 mortal wound. And it's got regulator rules. So infantry and cover, models that are on the thermic plasma regulator receive the benefits of cover, albeit hazardous cover. Infantry models can climb the thermic plasma regulators and stand on the platforms at the top. Thermic plasma regulator ladders. Each thermic plasma regulator has a ladder on its side. Infantry units can move up and down this ladder, but must measure their movement up and down the ladder as they would when moving normally. Other units. Models have to be on the thermic plasma regulator in order to receive the benefit of cover. Even though this blight hauler is obscured, it is not on the scenery. It cannot receive the benefit of cover. Okay. Rules Mission 27, Power Surge. Kalon streets were once alive with the sounds of heavy industry. Now they are filled with the equally harsh sounds of gunfire and battle cries. The arms manufacturing district is dotted with thermic plasma regulators directing the flow of power to and from these vital facilities. And then we've got the mission itself. Using his teleportarium, Lord Felthius and his tainted cohort are leading the strike into the Space Marines' lines in a lightning-fast attack. They are accompanied by a group of Plague Marines and a foul Blight Spawn who intend to smash through the enemy lines in their Chaos Rhino. To the Death Guard, enter just down the street on the map. And Space Marines have a 6-inch deployment zone on the other side. So this is our double map as well. So the two maps that we've had so far get joined in the middle. Okay, so the armies are Lord Felthius, the Tainted Cohort, the Chaos Rhino, 5 Plague Marines and the Foul Blight Spawn up against a Chaplain, 5 Intercessors, 3 Aggressors, 3 Hellblasters and 2 Inceptors. The deployment is as I went through. A Space Marine player deploys their entire force. The Death Guard forces do not deploy. On their first turn, they must either teleport strike or move on through the road as shown above. So teleport strike, yes, so that means that they can teleport, I believe, anywhere on the map. Death Guard player takes the first turn. Victory conditions are 1 victory point for eliminating the enemy warlord. The objectives are the thermic plasma regulators. Hold one of the objectives for 3 victory points. To hold an objective, you must have more models than the enemy within 3 inches at the end of the game. And the game lasts for 5 battle rounds. Okay, so this is a good issue, I think. I really like the history stuff that we've got in here. I'm looking forward to reading through that properly. So let's see what we've got coming up. So next week we've got Necron Compound Dry Paint and a refill of Lead Belcher, which we may well need because you need a lot of Lead Belcher for painting this week. Okay, and the following week we've got Space Marine Scouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Now this is quite an old sprue. You can tell from the different styles that you can see in the faces. I think this is it's a 2007 sprue because I've got these models. I bought them on as a Warhammer World a few months ago. But anyway, so that's pretty good. So you've got Scout War Gear, choosing unit weapons in games. So anyway, so that's good. Let's build this. Right, here we go. So it took 10 minutes to put these together and I think they're great. It's about time, we started getting some of that larger terrain back as well. Especially things like the big crane and all that. They were very nice, but this is stuff we can use. We can actually walk on it and that kind of stuff. So I like these. Decent detail, but as much as you'd expect from terrain anyway. So very good. All in all though, I have to say, I really like the issue. The information we get this week in terms of the history and that kind of thing is much, much better than we've had for quite a long time, I think. So I am looking forward to reading through the Wars of Cadia and more about the Beast of Nurgle and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's a solid issue this week. I know not everyone likes to receive terrain, but it is good. I think the terrain's decent, and I think what we've got in the mag is decent as well. So, competition. We didn't get enough views to give away the Plague Burst Crawler this week, but having said that, my newsagent couldn't get a spare copy of this anyway. So what we'll do is, if this video gets 1,000 views by next week, I'll give away the Plague Burst Crawler. So to be in with a chance of winning that, all you have to do is be a subscriber and comment. And that's all you got to do. So we might not make the numbers, and if we don't, we'll just roll it over for another week. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll catch you later.